Welcome back to the Podsack Podcast. It's your boys, the Podsack crew. We're here to talk about anime gaming news.
Welcome back, Podsack. This
Crew.
is this crew. Thank you.
You saved him.
I did it.
Podsack.
Hi, everyone.
Sack squatters.
The squatters.
The squadders.
There you go.
Not turds.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, squadders.
We're back for another week
Of stupidity.
of stupidity, idiocy, dumb people talking about dumb things.
Anime,
anime and
gaming,
gaming
news.
Patrick, where's Pat Cam?
Where's Pat Cam?
Little PC.
I forgot.
Little fat cam.
Oh shoot, he forgot.
We will get it done. We are trying to work
one
out
day.
the kinks.
One day it'll
Yeah.
come out.
It dies after 1 hour anyways.
That's
so
true.
The
We got-
episode
we're trying to-
on Wednesday has most of Pat Cam.
Ooh, fat cam. Let's go.
Pat Cam's in
Amazing.
there too.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Nice.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to it. What do we got on the docket today, Doc?
Little D-cot.
Mr. Sheldon.
Well, Patrick did the script this time, so let it rip, Patrick. What do we got on the docket
Let's
today?
go. Episode 122. Andre answers. Let's go. Get it.
Wait,
Wow,
that's it. I
That's
thought
it,
you were
but
going to
what
give him an outline of what we were
are we
talking
getting?
about.
What are we going for?
Okay.
Give him
Balls
the
out.
out. This is his first time.
Andre
Yeah,
answered.
sure.
Coop. We have a new segment. Coop's Crash Out.
Y'all
Let's
want me to
get
crash
it.
out.
That's only
Does
gonna be for
Zelda
one thing
deserve
and one
Game
thing
of the
only.
Year 2025?
I have some words about that.
And
even
then
being a big
we
fan.
will. After that, we'll go into our anime segments.
Fake fan. Fake fan.
Yeah, we got some anime reviews. We got the season finales of Fire Force and Windbreakers.
Yeah.
They left us on some big cliff.
Core finale.
Cliffhangers.
Core 1 finale.
Yeah,
Core
one.
2 will be in 2026.
Yeah.
Let's go get it to Andre's answer.
Yes, sir. All right, people.
Wait. Got a question? Don't delay. It's answers for Andre.
I didn't think you were going to hit that.
I like how he stopped you.
I know.
I have to.
I am too. So today's question is more of a thought-provoking thing. I don't think there's a
I don't
real.
want my thoughts provoked.
I don't. Excuse me. These are my thoughts. Okay.
It's a vile statement. It's a vile statement.
It's more of an open-ended, I guess, question. To each their own. Which anime character had the right goal but went about it in the worst way possible? And do you think at the end they were actually a villain? So I guess this is a question that's kind of open for any interpretation. You know, some examples you could hit are.
So when Gojo dies, that was the worst.
go do that. Some
You always have to put it in.
so
Everywhere.
for example, you could go Light, Yagami, Eren, Pain, Nagato,
Okay.
Char.
Char.
Is it Char or Char?
Char.
I keep saying Char like Charmander.
Yeah, because that's where your mind goes. It's Char.
Char Zex.
It's not. Shut up. Zex is a different person. You
Yeah.
know this.
I also know that you should answer the question.
So-
Yeah, so it's pretty much just open for invitation.
Hmm.
Let me fondle your thoughts for a bit.
God damn.
Nice.
I don't like that one either.
Yo,
that was worse than the other one.
No. Where's HR? Where's HR? I need to file a complaint
We
right
don't
now,
have
bro.
an HR.
Damn, dude. We need to get one. That was crazy.
Yo, if he wants to fondle you, like that's his prerogative.
No, not fondle
That's his
me.
prerogative?
Fondle my thoughts. Don't be anywhere near those things, man.
Okay, so to your question, that's a good one, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, my original one was Light, of course. I just think
He thinks it's okay.
I know. It's just Light makes so much sense. He really was a villain.
Is God. Okay.
Kira
Kira is light.
Definitely. Oh, curveball. Thanos.
Exactly. Like
but did you not say
curveball.
an anime?
huh? Well,
Anime.
Yeah.
yes,
it has to
I
be
did say
animated.
anime.
Keep it to anime.
no. I did.
No thinking outside the box.
I did say anime, but that is a great example.
It's an example.
Yeah.
Nah, maybe just an example of a character.
Keep your examples to anime, you pleb.
He is animated, actually.
He's CGI'd.
It's a form of
That's
animation.
a form in animation.
Fornicating.
Fornication. That's a form.
It's crazy.
Okay, let's get back to your question.
HR.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So you said light. Yeah.
I said Light because it just makes sense. Like he didn't. He got the death note. He really didn't need to use the death note, but he went on a mass murder spree.
But is he a bad guy in the end?
Yes,
Sheldon.
because L is
Sheldon, you think he's a bad guy in the end?
L is the main actually the pro tag.
No, he is not the protagonist.
He's kind of the
You're
well,
wrong.
no, sorry, he's not
Nier
protagonist.
is.
He's technically
Nier was the one that solved it.
Oh yeah, I guess you're right. I guess.
Well,
you're right.
technically, with the help
But
of L.
with the help of L, yeah. They
But
worked in.
Who was left alive? Nier, not L.
He didn't find it out fast enough, but that's why he's the hero. He died trying to save the world.
Heroes don't die though. They live.
Yeah, they do. What?
Long enough to become the villain.
That's right.
Gojo dies.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my answer's like you.
Jiraiya lives.
What do you got? What do you guys got?
I don't know, man.
I mean, the best example, my personal Aaron. I mean, that's always a debate. Like, is what he did wrong, right, left, right, yes, no. I mean, like at the end of the day, in his mind, what he was doing was the right thing, and everyone else's mind, no. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, you know what I mean? And then like another example, Pain was he doing the right thing? Kind of see it from both sides of it.
With your question one more time.
He needs it. He needs it again.
It's in the
It's written in there.
yeah.
Oh, it's in the Discord?
Yep. It's right there.
Oh,
Like you
cool.
told me to, so I did.
Which anime character had the right goal but went about it the wrong way? Damn, man.
Okay, here. How do you feel this might relate to Char? I said it the right way.
Well, no, Char was a bad guy. Char 100%. Everything he did for his own purpose. Literally. Like, he was a part of the Xeon forces, and then he joined the Earth forces he swapped sides, became some other dude, and then went back to Xeon and made his own thing and justified it all by like, I'm bringing the world together under my domain. And I was like,
So there you go.
he's still a villain.
But in his mind, he was doing it for
In his mind, he was doing it the right. What he was doing was right.
exactly.
But was it the right way? I don't know if it was.
So is he the bad guy?
way. Well, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
He's the bad guy.
Well, there you go.
Bad guy. I just can't like. Yeah, Aaron's a great example for sure.
Muzan. He just wants to make everyone live forever.
Ooh, okay.
But he became a villain trying to do it.
That's fair.
That's not what his goal is, though. But
What's his,
his goal is he
is-
wants to live forever and walk in the sun.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
his goal. And for his goal to do that, he needs to turn others into demons so they can find the cure to it. So,
Because he thinks the humans need to be eradicated.
yes. And the next step for evolution in humans is demons.
Yeah, true.
So, no, and your thing is still right, though.
Yeah.
Kind of.
No, not at all. Not kind of.
Don't discredit yourself.
Your thing is right. Don't listen to Patrick. He's just trying to put you down.
Thanks, man.
You're
I
welcome.
really needed that.
Yeah, you're
Needed that
welcome.
support.
Validation,
Need
man.
that support.
It's validation. No, but it's true. Like, that's kind of it. His thing is self-preservation,
Essentially.
and he wants to live,
Yeah.
but he doesn't want to die, which makes sense.
But he's going.
But he is
the
going
wrong
about
way.
it the wrong way.
And that's why. He becomes
Yeah.
a villain.
Absolutely. He could have done everything in private.
Oh, probably.
Yeah, without having to kill a buttload of people.
100%. And
Yeah.
steal the main character's sister. Essentially.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So Muzan is a great example.
Okay.
Yeah, Muzan is a great.
Cool.
I would say Pain too.
Pain. Yeah.
Pain is like another one where he had the right ideas. He just went about it in the wrong way.
Executed it horribly.
Well, not horrible. I guess it's how you look at it.
True. 100%. Yeah. And this is what
Did he execute? Very well. Was it horrific? Yes.
Yeah, and this is what this question is supposed to be. Just a very like thought-provoking, like who, like in your personal opinion, I could have one, and one, but they might not be the same thing. But that's okay because I feel like there are multiple characters
But
like
I wanna be
Cooper.
right.
Yeah.
Yes, what Light did was
He's
a
God.
W. Yeah.
He's Kira. Light.
My goodness. All right. What else?
Lato.
Lato. Lato.
At the end of the day,
So what are we getting into after that? That fun question. What do we got on the docket, Mr. Patrick?
so Coop's Crash Out, bring it in.
Oh,
Borderlands 4.
Borderlands. I'm pissed. I'm absolutely pissed.
got a
I
question.
actually
Don't
am
delay.
kind of upset because this is so stupid. How are they? So they announced all the additions and last week or a couple weeks ago,
I had a jingle that I was gonna say.
Sorry, go ahead.
No,
Hit
it's fine.
He never had a jingle.
No, you didn't have it.
No, I didn't.
Go ahead.
He did have a jingle.
It's part. So it's got a question. Don't delay. It's Cooper's crash out today.
He just copied mine.
Well, yeah.
He hit copy paste. He hit copy paste. This motherfucker is so low effort.
That jingle is trademarked by the podcast book.
Yeah, we have to start trademarking these jingles, dude. I'm starting to make some fire jingles. So yeah, the fact that there is
the fact that I was not invited.
They made a collector's edition, and the collector's edition is only available in the States. First, horrible. Why is it not available worldwide? Second off, it doesn't even include the game. So what the hell is the point?
Can you believe that?
It's just a statue.
Doesn't include
Why
the
are you
game.
announcing a statue? Regardless of that, also the edition breakdown, like going from deluxe to super deluxe, just feels like there's not a whole lot you're getting. Like the incentives to pre-order this game have just like plummeted for me in particular. Also, gameplay came out, looks pretty decent. I'm really like my opinion has been shaken on this game, but still
I love you, and I'm gonna say this with so much love.
We're never doing this segment again.
Why?
Yeah,
Made no sense.
I really didn't have much of a crash out to go off of.
That's completely fair.
Yeah. Companies have been doing this for a while now.
Yeah.
Where they've been introducing collector's editions without the game. It's nothing new. And what does it matter if 2K is doing it? Really? They're all about the money. They've always been all about the money.
They 100%.
People that are surprised about this are idiots. I'm sorry. This is like with the whole Nintendo.
He just called you out.
Well, no.
No.
The only reason I was expecting a game was because in Borderlands 3, their previous game, they did.
Yeah,
Right?
but it was $600, was it not?
And that was
it
also
wasn't
during a time
$600.
when
It was $300.
they could still
$400.
It was $300. I bought it.
It was
I know.
$300.
It was
I sold it
$300?
to him.
I bought it. Okay,
But-
it's sitting in my house.
I still don't know why you're
And
mad.
my
where
ex
it's like
told him
one-
she would paint it for him, but she never did.
Never did, and I'm still upset about it.
That's
No,
a
I'm
big
s-
low dump.
The thing is it's $150 for just the collector's edition.
But it's 150 USD. That's the problem.
So it's about 300 Canadian.
So it's about I
Or
mean
280.
No, it's a little less than that. It's like probably 220 or 250, right around that
Around
ballpark, depending
250.
on import and everything.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
at that point, that's so much extra money, and I'm not going to go out of my way just to get it because I'd have to order it to the States. I'd have to do it's a whole ordeal for that, and just for me to get a statue, it just doesn't feel. It's not worth it. Why not release an edition with the game and the statue? It really doesn't make sense.
So if it had the game, it'd be worth it.
I'd still want them to do a worldwide release. That's my first gripe,
Okay,
and that
so
was
if
what,
it was
what
a
my
worldwide
first.
release with the game included, it'd be worth it.
I'd buy it.
But without the game and not a worldwide release, it isn't worth it.
Yeah, because at that point, it's
So then,
more money.
what made it worth it for you to buy at that point? If it's not worth it without the game, why is it worth it with the game?
Because my point is, first and foremost, the point is it's not getting sold in Canada.
Oh, forget that. Just forget that for a second.
Okay.
I want to focus in on it's not worth it without the game, but with the game, it is worth it. So why would then why would it why
Hold on. I said I want the game in it, but I also want it to be first and foremost my first point. And why you're saying forget it? My first point was it's not being sold in Canada.
Okay, but
that's
if
my
it
first
was,
point.
you said it'd be worth it. So let's keep that factor intact.
Oh, I'd buy it. Yeah. I'd buy it if it was being released here. I'd buy it without the game.
I'm trying to say, man.
I'd buy it without the
Right.
game.
Okay, so you would buy it without the game.
Yeah, if it was released in Canada. That's my first
That's
gripe.
what I was trying to.
Sorry.
Yeah,
My bad.
You got too heated. Okay, that's all I was, because you were like, it's not worth it without the game, but then you said it is worth it with the game. So I was like, that's how. Why?
Sorry. It is worth it with the
Okay.
game if I could buy it in Canada.
Okay, just clarify.
So you still buy it regardless.
Yeah, I'd still buy it regardless, but it's still not even being released here.
Okay.
Yeah.
I still want that
So
statue.
the deterrent is it not being sold. in
It
Canada.
not being sold in
Okay.
Canada. That's my biggest gripe.
Would you buy it and then just have it shipped?
So it's not about price. It's not about what's included. It's just the fact that it's not sold in Canada.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
not being sold
That's
in
why I
Canada.
refuse to buy Square Enix Collector's Edition.
I still feel like
I'm supporting an American company at that point, and I'd rather support a Canadian one. That's a big factor for me when buying things. Is I'd prefer to buy things Canadian because
most game companies are done in America.
done in America, which is. But even if when I do
Well, the games
buy
that
them,
you're into would be
yeah,
made.
but when I even buy them, I buy them from a Canadian retailer. right? I support Canadian business, even if it isn't much. Like I'll still go and support Canadian business. This hoodie, Canadian made.
Can you prove it?
Yes.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm
Let me see.
kidding.
Yes,
I'm
I
kidding.
can.
I'm kidding.
Take off the tag.
Yeah.
Let's
chill,
see it.
chill.
Yeah. So I would. I prefer if it's even if it isn't made in Canada, even if it's sold in Canada, I would prefer to buy it in Canada because you're still supporting business in Canada.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
my biggest thing.
But back to the question of this whole like 2K and people crashing out over the price. Like it's ridiculous. It's a little. It's childish that people are crashing out about this
Yeah.
because the other companies have done this, but nobody's really griped this hard about Borderlands.
I think the
Like
biggest,
first, Randy Pitchford said what he said,
Yeah.
and it was like okay,
Yeah,
and then he
and-
apologized. Okay, it wasn't much of an apology, but whatever. And then later, like a month later, they were like, actually, our price for the game is going to be cheap, $10 cheaper than what you thought it was. So in your face,
They announced the prices for that specifically, right? For each.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
so people
Each
thought
amount.
Borderlands was going to come out at an $80 price tag. They said it was going to be $70 USD.
$70.
Woo.
And I'm pretty sure that's got it.
it's
That's got
$89.99 Canadian,
yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Which is pretty good,
yeah,
to be honest.
otherwise-
which is just standard pricing at this point.
yes. Otherwise,
Every
it
other
would have been
game is that.
$100
Yeah.
in Canadian.
Exactly.
Right, and I'm pretty sure this is due. It's not. It's got. I guarantee it's got nothing to do with the semantics of it all. It's literally because of the backlash they
Yeah.
got, and they're not willing to admit it. But come
No,
on, we all know it
this
is.
is all planned. Right, it was Randy's plan to get all the players heated so that it would be a lower price.
Yeah,
It was
maybe
all planned
this
out.
is this is all.
Oh
this
yeah,
is
he'll
all
come out and
pre.
be like, "This was my plan, you guys."
This
was
is
my
all
plan.
pre. He's a mastermind. He
He's
was
a
just getting
mastermind.
the name
He's
back
a
out there.
magician.
He's dude.
Oh,
He's
Yeah.
a genius. He's a marketing genius, guys.
yeah.
But
Yeah, it's just I don't know. It's just silly. I'm like, stop. It's like, okay, that you can't accept, but you can accept Nintendo's weird price fluctuation on their games. It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. It's
It
really
like
weird.
that's so ass backwards. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
yeah, I don't know.
fair.
It's dumb.
Yeah, it is dumb.
Yeah, we're never doing Coop's Crash Out again. Weak ass segment. Producer, do better.
That wasn't on me. I didn't even want. Like I said, I would try to crash out, but I'm like, there's not really a whole lot forming to crash out on.
Fair.
But what do we got on the docket next?
So next up is the
You actually brought this up. The whole should Zelda be even contended for Game of the
Yeah,
Year?
so Metacritic score for Zelda Tears of the Kingdom went up after the Res update came
And
out.
not and to be more specific, it was the Switch 2 edition.
yeah,
Switch
the
2 edition of it.
Yeah,
which
because that's a big part of this.
yeah,
whole
which
thing.
dethroned Claire Obscure,
Yeah.
Expedition 33.
by 1 point.
And people made the biggest deal out of this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is an old game. Why are we giving accolades to this game that was out 2 years ago?
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
So
Like-
my big question would be: is there a time in which a remake can win? So how much time in between does there need to be for a remake to be?
Well, I think the better question is are they going to consider this update a part of Nintendo's game lineup to be released for 2025, and will it end up in
I
Game
mean,
of the Year of 2025?
Technically, it's
'Cause
like
if it does, that's dumb.
technically it is like a standalone. Like it's sold as like a standalone game. Like the Switch 2 edition is like a standalone
But then
game.
you could say that about like I don't know, Cyberpunk
Yeah,
or The
yeah.
Witcher 3, which also got
Yeah.
its own standalone
Yeah.
release for the PS1.
Yeah.
Yeah, GTA
But it wasn't even
5
in
like multiple times.
yeah.
Like
Skyrim.
I'm not trying to argue. I'm just saying that's like a factor. That's something to be like, well, actually, it's like its own standalone game, which I understand. And me being like the big Nintendo guy here, I'm even in the mindset of like, look, this game when it came out took the world by storm. I get it. It was a great game. It had its time.
Well, I mean, Breath of the Wild took it by storm. Tears of the Kingdom was just an add-on.
Completely. Yeah. Let me just backtrack. Breath of the Wild did. I feel like Tears of the Kingdom is like a
Well,
beautiful disaster.
You know the same thing happened though. If you look at Breath of the Wild, it was released on the Wii U and then it came out on the Switch and got.
They released at the same time.
Did they?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it came out on the Wii U
It
first.
did- no. They came out at the exact same time.
Oh, my
Yeah.
bad.
I was there for that.
That was a misconception that I had.
Yeah. So like my point being is that like Tears of the Kingdom had its time to kind of like shine. Like
Yes.
it was up for Game of the Year the year it came out, which is nuts. Right. So like I feel like regardless if it's a stand, it can get remade 4 fucking times. I don't care. Leave it alone.
Yeah. if it somehow does end up in the Game Awards for 2025, I'm calling bullshit, and Nintendo's buying into it. That's what I'm like. It doesn't make sense that this game should be there 2 years after it got released.
I feel like there was a game like that got put up for Game of the
Literally
Years.
last year, Astrobot was the biggest one.
No. Are you talking about like in terms of a re-release?
Re-release.
Oh,
no. Yeah, I'm
re-release.
like Astrobot isn't getting
No. I thought you meant like paid for by a brand, like PlayStation. Like paying,
Oh.
that was the big
And,
The
like,
controversy,
Astrobot
right?
winning did feel like everything was about Sony that year.
It was really
Like
about
even all the
Sony.
game release, the game showcases that they did during that
Yeah,
Game
yeah.
Awards was all Sony.
Great game though.
Okay. I won't argue with you. I've never played it, so
It's very fun.
I
but
mean, it won Game of the Year, so it must have been.
yeah, but
Yeah.
like but the point I brought up in the Discord was how Shadow of the Erdtree was nominated for if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yes, it did get Shadow of the
Yeah,
Erdtree
and that's
did-
a fucking
and that's a
DLC, for
Mhm.
God's sakes, right? That's not even like a standalone thing. That's literally an add-on.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
another point being is
See, I
should-
feel like if an expansion can give you a different story, then it should be considered.
So
But it's-
Cyberpunk.
just DLC. This is DLC though.
That's I mean, like,
Cyberpunk legit, like you could say that about Phantom Liberty. It literally allows you to.
Yeah.
It's a whole new story in the game, like from
Yeah.
start to finish, right?
They
Well,
should
that's-
just make a new nomination
well,
by
that-
then,
I
like
mean,
best
My
expansion.
statement encompasses all that.
No, that's what I was saying. Is like you would. So you would say Phantom Liberty would be able
Yeah.
to be nominated.
I would
for
say
it.
so because it's a whole new story.
the whole new
It's a whole new story
world.
because games
I
have
see-
come out with the same mechanics,
I'm
the same franchises, like
Mm.
Assassin's Creed, and you can put them in a content like if they were good,
yeah.
if they were good,
Yeah.
like really good,
Yeah,
OOD,
yeah,
yeah, then you would put them in the consideration.
Okay, so
If they were, but they would have the same mechanics.
And we could even have this argument about like remakes and remasters
Yeah,
too. Like,
that's the if it's the same story and it's just getting HD remastered. or
yeah, that should have
remix.
its own category, not like
See, I agree with that. It
Yeah.
should have its own
best
category.
HD remaster or whatever
Yeah,
you want to do.
I think that those are because I
But
feel
I-
like that would be hard for them because not remakes don't come out every year. So that remake category should be once in every 5 years.
and
Maybe-
just
and-
compile them all together.
Yes.
But I would say, like, for me personally, I want DLC to be a completely separate category. What was the best DLC that year?
Yeah, you're right.
There's
You know,
so
you're not
much
wrong
It
about
should be
DLC.
its own category.
It should be.
You're not wrong about that either. I actually agree with you on this that it should be its
That's
own
a first.
category.
But there's
Yeah, it
also
shouldn't-
like how many DLCs come out
So
that
many.
has adds
A lot.
new story.
So many.
There's-
Every
I would say
year
there's quite a bit.
Multiple.
I think what you're thinking of because we're in this landscape of
That's a fair question though.
true.
Yeah.
But he's in this right now where the reason why he's asking this
Mhm.
is because we're in a landscape of like mostly just shooter games that bring out map packs and
Yeah.
drops.
Yeah.
That's why he's asking this.
Yeah,
But-
but I feel like lately,
There are a
There's
bunch of games that have
tons.
expansions that will give you
Yeah.
story.
Every
brand new
year
story.
there's tons. Yeah.
Yes.
There's lots and lots of
It
games
just
getting
it just
DLC.
Just give me
doesn't-
an example, just because I can't remember
Elden
any.
Ring.
Shadow of the
Literally-
Erdtree.
I know about that.
Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk. Okay. that's
Cyberpunk,
two.
Shadow of the Erdtree.
I
I think Dragon Age just got. Oh no, wait, they're not getting any.
I understand what he's saying. Like, and I think
What
I'm in the same boat.
top. Like
those are
the-
off top. Like I could just
Just
give you
those
those
two, but-
three.
What other games?
Elden Ring.
I mean, Final Fantasy.
That's-
15
you
Final
just said
Fantasy.
and
Elden-
Shadow of the Erdtree.
Final
That's
Fantasy
two.
16.
And Cyberpunk.
60.
No,
So
I
I don't.
He's saying besides those ones, which other?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
telling you,
yeah, but I
Final
know, but
Fantasy
I-
16.
Final Fantasy 16. There you go.
Hold
Huge.
I mean, I can look at my game case.
Yeah. Like we can go through. Like if we actually search, these are just off top of head. If you searched it up, there's tons of DLC being released every year. There's so many games out there getting updates. You have, like you could consider. You might
guess.
even put up like look at like Fallout 76 or like
Lies
like
of P.
Destiny. Destiny gets
Lies of P.
Lies-
of
Yeah.
P. Like there's
Oh, for
so
sure. That is
many.
true.
Actually, Destiny's a real good point for
Exactly.
this because they have a real consistent road of good, bad, good, bad, good, bad.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like
And they're
there's so
good
many.
ones when they're fucking good. They're
They're
fucking
fucking good.
good. And they should be contenders.
Oh, 100%.
100% they should be
For
contenders.
like a
Yeah.
DLC of the year. And I think that would be like a huge category
So
they could
how do
bring
we
in.
differentiate from DLC and live service games?
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Because there's a
Live ser-
category for
Right, but
best
live service games
Live
also
service
announce
games
when a new
announce
when a
DLC.
New, when a new expansion's
A
coming
new
out.
expansion is DLC. It's
Like-
a downloadable
like Diablo,
content.
for
how
example.
would you differentiate if they do make a category for best DLC? How would you differentiate between the
If they're announcing a release for something and that game and their baseline game is still out,
If there's a
that's
product,
considered DLC.
because Destiny would be considered a live service game,
Right, but
because they always get
they're also DLCs.
they
You have
would
to
get
pay.
promoted.
you have to pay for the
For-
expansions. World of Warcraft does it too.
Yeah.
Mm.
You have
Final
to pay
Fantasy
for
14
expansions,
does it.
right?
Yeah,
Whenever you pay for the expansion, it should be.
But it would still be considered a live service game if you're
It's a live service game with DLC.
yeah,
okay.
because
But
the
how would you
whole-
differentiate between those two categories?
You don't
What?
have to.
You
The
don't have
category,
to.
the DLC would be based on what you're adding. Like if there's a DLC for, let's say,
it doesn't matter if it's live service or if it's a standalone game. A DLC is a DLC is a DLC.
exactly how's it rated? How does it fare
You know?
compared to the other DLC? It's the same thing you have with the games. You just put them all in one category. One product that's released, such as Elden Ring, Night Ring, Shadow of the Erd Tree.
You mean Elden Ring, Shadow of the
Or-
Erd Tree?
Yeah, the Elden Ring. What was Night Rain?
Night Reign's its own thing.
Night Rain's its own thing.
And I've had this talk with several
I
people.
thought it was. Sorry, my bad.
Night Rain and Elden Ring are separate.
Oh,
Night
right,
Rain
they're
is
complete
a separate
standalone.
game.
That's
Yeah,
a
yeah,
standalone.
It's
yeah.
also
That's
a different
standalone.
style
Yeah,
of
yeah, yeah.
gameplay.
Yes.
My bad.
It's like a battle royale.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I
So
was wrong
it's
about
Shadow
that.
of the Erd Tree.
Shadow of the Erd Tree was what I was thinking.
So you wanted more? I'll give you more. Alan Wake 2 had Night Springs, the Lake House. Prince of Persia had the Lost Crown, Mask of Darkness. Persona 3 Reloaded actually got a new one, Episode Igus. Star Wars
that's also
Outlaw,
a remake.
Wild
so-
Card.
But remakes are being
Sea
put
of
into the
Stars
game.
got Free Story DLC. Lies of P got Overture. Division 2 just got Battle for Brooklyn.
Jesus Christ.
See?
Fatal Fury, City of Wolves.
See?
Like
You can
there's-
even argue
there's a
like
lot.
yeah,
And then you take all of those out of the game category and stop all this nonsense where you're putting DLC in a full standalone game product lineup. So you
Yeah.
have, because it's just not fair. Like, first off, the DLC will never win. How is
well,
a DLC
that's
gonna
not true.
fare?
Sometimes a DLC can be better than what the game was.
For sure, it can be better than what the game was, but it won't win. It usually won't win Game of the Year just because of the semantics.
No,
of all
it
of
wouldn't. It
Right?
wouldn't.
It just wouldn't, and that's why I don't think it's fair for the DLC. The DLC should be its own category. It should.
I
have its
was
own-
in the mindset of him like I understood there was these things, but I just off rip I couldn't
Yeah, I
think of
couldn't
them.
remember.
Yeah.
to be
But
honest.
off rip,
Yeah.
I can't think of all the games
No,
that they're going to
'cause
announce.
there's too many.
There's too many.
And on top of that, we all play kind of different games, or
yeah,
for the
we
most
all
part.
did play different games.
Like so. I don't know. It would be kind of hard to name.
we
realistically,
align on
but-
certain things, but
Yeah.
we play our own specific game,
Yeah.
like game like lanes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we don't know everything.
So
but
like the whole point of this thing with them saying they're knocking out Clear Obscure. No, I'm sorry. Like Clear Obscure is still top dog of 2025. For brand new games that have come out, they are top dog of 2025. Right
be
now.
like that, Monster Hunter.
Monster Hunter is getting actually
Yeah.
they're dropping right now.
Really?
on
Yeah.
PC.
People aren't happy with what's happening with
Okay.
Monster Hunter at the moment. They're saying it's still too easy. There's not enough title updates. But
There's-
what they're not realizing is like World kind of had the same sort of release window for a title update.
But
Yeah.
the thing is, for Worlds, there was more monsters to fight.
No, there wasn't. I've mentioned this in a previous
wasn't-
podcast.
there wasn't
I
that
found
many.
the numbers.
Really?
There's actually more monsters in Monster Hunter Wilds.
I found the numbers actually.
Yeah,
No, I know,
we
but
did
just the way
this.
you're like, I found the numbers.
Monster Hunter Wilds has more monsters than Monster Hunter World.
Which is very odd because I feel like it should be the other way. Just from
Well,
playing.
no, like when it first released.
Oh, pardon me.
when it
okay.
first
okay.
released.
Okay, okay, okay.
So
Like
this
now.
is that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah,
right
yeah.
now, yeah, of course, right now Monster Hunter World has
Oh,
way
yeah,
more
oh,
monsters.
yeah.
What, 80 years?
Yeah, and they had a full-on expansion,
Yeah, they
which
had-
was amazing. The expansion was dope. Everybody loved that expansion.
Iceborne, yeah.
And this is
Iceborne's another example of DLC.
Another example
Yeah.
of DLC. To
but
get
this
back
is what
to.
happens with Monster Hunter. Like it people burn out on Monster Hunter. That's what
sure.
happens. And they're like, it's too easy.
But I
well,
still
that's
think-
because you were still playing Monster Hunter Worlds and then you transitioned to Wilds, which really wasn't that different. So you didn't have to really change too much.
I still think it is a contender for Game of the Year. It's still up there.
It will be.
Yeah.
It definitely. Yeah, actually, you're right. I take back what I said. Even though they're dropping, they will be a
I
contender.
think they will be a contender.
Monster Hunter?
Yeah.
And then
That's fair.
of course we have Ghost of Yote coming out. That's going to be another contender, of
Yeah.
course. I don't even.
We're going off track.
But yeah, we are getting off track. Where are we going?
Well, I mean, we're not really off track. We are talking about Game of the Year contenders,
Yeah.
right? So, like, I think Death Stranding 2 will also be a contender for Game of the Year.
Exactly.
Yeah, this whole like if Zelda, like my thing is if Zelda shows up on there, I'm not watching any more bullshit awards. I'm sorry. Like it doesn't make sense. It should be its own.
He's so burned from Crunchyroll Awards like a couple months ago. He just can't. He's just. It's mad.
No, it's just like it should be about like the work that goes into it, what these games deliver. But it doesn't. If it starts becoming this piss contest of how much money a company can throw at them, then where's the integrity of it?
Yeah.
That's fair.
Then good games will literally be overshadowed by bullshit.
You know, there needs to just be.
Not necessarily. I mean, like, even if Zelda.
Well, not bullshit, but like a repackaged. Like that's
even
not
if
okay.
Zelda is in the contenders, they can still lose.
Well, yeah, but that's not the point. They literally took a spot from a brand new game that came out that year that probably deserved it more than Zelda.
That's fair.
Yes, that's what
fair.
I'm saying.
Okay, yeah.
Like Zelda had its time to shine. Why are we bringing it back into the limelight?
Fair.
Oh my god, that scared the hell
Someone
out of me.
died.
Someone just died.
Is that body still alive in there? But yeah, no, and like I said, like again, the game came out, it had its time. Like I do personally think that, you know, Zelda should move aside and let a game kind of have its moment.
Have that spot.
And like, look, I get it could get redone 4 times. I said that, but I don't think that certain games should get into the spotlight again.
Yeah, and I feel like the only reason why it's news is because they're hyping up Switch 2 more. That's really all it is.
Yeah.
Honestly. And it got a better score just because it ran graphically better. Like, that doesn't make sense.
They could say the same thing about Pokemon and
Yeah,
like
exactly.
I started that.
Scarlet and Violet. Like, it was piss poor. Oh, it got better, so we're going to give it a better score. That's not the initial thought. Like, you give the scores based on the initial thoughts and then once you play it through.
That's like being like,
if Dragon Age Origins right now were to be redone, that would be Game of the Year. 1000%.
you think so?
100%.
That's fair.
Dragon Age Origins was the best in the series.
I heard that.
Dated, sure, but if it got redone, they would win.
That's completely fair. And like, you know, that's like giving someone something and then like an hour later being like, I changed my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, well, you know.
Yeah. Because like that's what happened with Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk was shit when it came out, so it got the scores it deserved.
Yeah.
And it therefore was not a contender for Game of the Year, and rightfully so.
Mm-hmm.
And then years later, they were like, it's better now. Okay, cool. And if they're like, we should be contenders for Game of the Year in 2023.
Yeah.
No, you shouldn't. You had your time. You're done.
But they should. But the thing is, like, and then, but what they did do was they released a DLC, and if we had that DLC category, guess what? Problem solved.
Then they would have been. Yes.
Problem solved.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And it's very humble that they're like, you know what? That's on us. You know, we took that L.
Mm-hmm.
Years later, the game is now a beautiful thing, but they're still like, you know what? It is what it is.
Yep.
It's not. It's not that big a deal.
So what else do we got on the docket today, Doc?
we will start moving into the anime reviews.
Anime reviews. Oh my goodness, I forgot we had anime. My goodness,
We're
we
already
had
at
some cliffhangers.
34 minutes, so
We can go on for a little bit. We got some stuff we could talk about.
I feel like these
Yeah.
episodes were not that thick.
Don't
There
worry.
was a lot.
I've got a topic. It's all good.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Oh,
What do we
okay,
want to start
okay.
with, boys? You want to go into Fire Force or Windbreakers?
What were you excited for?
Wind Waker?
You were excited for Fire Force. Let's do.
I know he
Andre's
was so
Fire Force.
excited.
I was, yeah.
So he was like, "Oh my goodness, guys!"
You're
I
so-
feel-
you're like really jacked for this episode.
was.
Yeah, I mean,
Tell
like,
us why first.
Yeah, give us
the
your-
ending was a very.
No, before we watch the episode, why were you excited for this episode?
Oh, because I saw the ending.
Oh,
Yeah, you didn't know
he got
that.
spoiled.
that I did not know.
Oh yeah, no, he of course he gets spoiled for everything, and then he's like,
Because
"Oh,
I thought he said he heard about like
No,
I thought he said he heard like crazy stuff happen.
I did. I said I heard and saw. Yeah.
I didn't catch the saw
Yeah.
part.
I just saw like screenshots.
Never mind. Don't answer this question then. Let's get into the review.
Okay, fine.
I'm just joking.
Yeah, shut up, Andre. Honestly, sit back.
Why were you into it? Honestly,
I mean, okay. So
It's the finale.
to go off, like, I feel like last
it's
episode
half a finale,
was kind of like
True.
lackluster in a bit.
which it was.
So,
Yeah.
and I feel like the revelation of like what Shinra saw is a big like moving forward. I wonder what his mental and his thought process as like an overview of everything that's happening? Could he potentially be like, hey guys, I think what we're doing to the Fire Force, what we're doing is wrong. We should let them win. Like, could this change his whole point of view on everything?
Interesting. Okay.
Well, let's get into it and we'll find out, because in this episode we start with a small recap of what happened last episode. Big Infernal
Shinra got
Titan.
knocked the fuck out.
Yep.
He
He was
knocked the fuck
getting
out.
juggled by a
And didn't even
multitude
wake
of
up.
This
people.
motherfucker was going in like a hero,
Yep.
and he was like, I'm the only one that can stop this Titan. Went there,
And then-
stopped Juggernaut shot, which probably would have destroyed the Titan, and got knocked
Yep.
out for the rest of the episode.
Yep. And then you
like
know
a
who came in?
loser.
You know who came in? Ogun came in, dribbling the ball through his legs. Okay, he comes up, gets past first defender, gets past second defender, comes up, lays up fourth, force dunk on the Infernal, kills him. Actually, doesn't kill him because the other sadistic dude comes up with a scythe and goes, "Whew," and
was that
black
guy's
smoke.
name?
I can't remember his name. Hold on.
Ichijoji?
Let me find it. Actually, can you find it? I'll continue on.
Sure, man.
So, yeah, that's kind of the end of the last episode. We see Sho at the end, and where do you think it starts? Exactly there. The crown dude from the Evangelists. I don't know.
I thought you were saying from the Avengers.
From the Avengers. No, the dude with the spiky crown we got introduced to a few episodes ago. I still don't know his name. He controls gravity.
We learned his power is kind of redundant.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Yuichiro Kuruno.
Yuichiro. So Yuichiro is the dude with the scythe.
Yeah.
He is the sadistic
charcoal
dude.
guy.
Charcoal guy.
Yeah.
But it starts with the crown dude getting shot at by Arrow. So Arrow is actually shooting arrows at the gravity dude, and he's just like,
No, she's shooting arrows for Sho to jump on, then Sho's attacking.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hold on. Then Sho is jumping on top
You were
of
right.
them.
I know I was.
Sho is jumping on top of the arrows, and he jumps towards the dude with the crown.
Yeah. Do we want to explain
Intro
his power?
cut. No, we'll get into it. Don't
Okay,
worry.
okay.
I got it.
Okay.
Intro cut.
He's Shinji from Bleach.
We go into it. The
Essentially.
actual episode
the son of
starts with
Shinji Jr.
basically Sho and that crown dude duking it out. Shows, of course, jumping up, and then the crown dude's like, "Nope, hold on, now you're upside down." And this goes on for a while. Like he just keeps like
pulls a
throwing,
Shinji on him.
literally pulls a Shinji, on him,
Sinji.
and just yeah, it literally he just turns him upside down, and then he jumps on the arrows again and makes his way back up.
I feel like Sho falls, like that was like it for like 5 minutes.
Literally,
yeah,
it was.
and monologue in between.
Yeah, well,
You know what? They probably had to do that. Look, let's be real, because in the manga, it's probably just like, right? Like this happens,
Yeah.
and then the rest of the story.
Oh yeah,
They
100%.
feel like they were like, God damn, we got 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Guys, what should we
need
do?
to do something.
What should we do for this whole stint?
So they pulled a One Piece
Hold on.
when Luffy transformed into Gear 5,
Repeat.
and all it was just repeating the same scenes.
Well, what happens is like they fight
Or
for a
Dragon
little
Ball.
bit, then it cuts to the pink-haired chick, the crazy one who can sense
Income?
the future.
That who?
The future?
Oh, I thought you said Dr. Future or something.
No, the
Dr.
future.
Phil?
So it cuts back to Inca, and she's
Dinka.
in the hallway of the Evangelist Church, and they're kind of talking about her future, and her lieutenant's kind of like, "What do you see
Yeah,
for your
who's
future?"
the? Do we know the blue? Is it blue hair with bangs?
Where's Inka Dinka Do from?
Who's Inca Dinka do?
Inca.
Yeah,
Dinka.
Inca is the pink haired.
Yeah, he's just saying that.
Oh, why is he saying that?
I don't know.
And then who are you asking?
Inca's friend is
You're
it
asking the
blue
wrong
hair
person.
with bangs. What's her name too?
Her
The girl-
lieutenant.
Yeah, the one
Inca's
that,
lieutenant.
the one that's like infatuated with Inca. She's like, "Oh, I'll follow you into death."
While you find that out, they're kind of talking about the Inca's future, and
No way, you fucking.
basically the lieutenant is asking Inca like, "Hey, you know you're gonna die in the future," and she's like, "Yeah, I know.
Yeah, she's
gonna be
so like
pretty sick.
okay with it.
Yeah." She's like, "It's gonna
Donkey
be pretty
Kong.
dope."
What is happening?
Like
I'm
Donkey Kong
trying.
64.
I'm trying to keep this in line. I'm really
From
trying,
the
Pat,
Donkey
but I
Kong
need your help.
Country animated TV series. I'm sorry, it was really bugging me.
Fucking hell, man. Okay, back to
Yeah,
Fire
sorry.
Force.
Back to Fire Force. My bad.
Sorry,
Um,
let the HD run.
hey man, you guys always have those moments. Why don't I get to have one?
Because you're supposed to keep us on track.
Yeah, true. So we cut back
But I
to,
appreciate it.
to Ogun kind of flying around and having a discussion. The fourth is kind of deliberating on like what they should do. There's that dude. There's so many people I don't know the name of. The black haired dude with the red
Tips?
outline. Yeah, the red tips
Yeah.
on the fourth.
I think he's a new guy.
He's a new
Yeah,
guy.
I don't
So
think
don't
we've
know
seen
him.
him
I don't think his name has been said.
Maybe
yet.
his name hasn't been said, but he's talking to the captain of the new captain.
Yeah,
of the
he's
fourth.
like, why do we need to save
Why
the
do we
dude that
need to-
killed his parents?
yeah, yeah. Why are we saving him?
So
And
he
he's
clear, like he doesn't know about Shinra.
yeah, and
He
then-
doesn't even know Shinra at all.
No.
Yeah.
And the captain of the
Fuck
fourth
Shinra.
has to kind of put him in line and be like, "Hey, we save people. That's our job.
He's like, hey,
That's what the fourth does."
Oh, yeah.
Um,
I think that's passion fruit.
so then we cut back and another 2 minutes of show jumping on arrows, getting sent down, and he kind of gets stuck in midair at one point, and he asks him, he's like, "How does your abilities work?" And we all went off. We were like, this dude gave us a science lesson about how he can control how everything has a gravitational force, and by heating up the atoms, he can actually manipulate that gravitational force. And
Right.
Yeah.
Because I was saying like his power. I'm like the powers are a bit of a stretch
Yeah,
to
hurt.
do with fire. Because I was like,
thank you.
it's probably got to do with something with
Ritsu?
magnets. Because magnets
Thank
do
you.
generate heat. And then yeah, he did the whole science explanation for that shit. It was
Bill
just like,
Nye, Bill.
I think we really need.
literally.
I feel like Bill Nye the Science Guy should go on anime expos about how these people explain their powers.
I would watch it.
That'd be the greatest thing.
Like because this one was like way too far fetched in my opinion.
Because like he
'Cause
talks
once
about
we get-
small things and how they are gravitated towards other things, and then bigger things are gravitated, and then bigger things always kind of gravitate towards the earth.
Well, he's
and then
not-
everything on the earth.
You know what? We need to make this a segment. It's gonna be
Like
it's
a
gonna be-
physics like because honestly
be
like
doing
I've said this
explaining
science.
anime powers
I've
with
said
the
it before and I'll
boys.
say it again. Like once JJK returns, the way they explain things like is
Oh, yeah,
literally
it's-
quantum physics mechanics.
Yeah.
It's
Should we
crazy.
tag Bill and be like, "Can you help us?"
Yeah, please.
Bill, please come on.
Explain what they're trying to say to us in English. That
Watch
makes
him.
sense.
Watch him just hit it off rip easy.
It's hard because we're watching it in Japanese. We're reading the subtitles and trying to interpret all of it, and it's just like, yeah, I understand what you're saying, but like, dude, you're spitting information at my face.
It's like when Marvel does their science.
yeah,
It just doesn't. I'm like, whatever, man.
you got
Cool.
the powers. I don't really
Does
care
it-
how they work.
Doesn't fairies powers backwards though? Because when you apply heat to something, it gets lighter. So it technically should fly down.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
But if he
Well,
reverses the gravity,
Well, you're thinking
Up
about
is
you're
down.
thinking about like hot air, like because it's
Yeah.
lighter, it goes up. But they're talking about the gravitational pull.
They're talking
pulling.
about atomically.
like yeah, when something is larger and like
I still don't get it.
it's so dumb.
Yeah,
It doesn't.
yeah.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't
yeah, the
matter.
explanation really didn't matter. It just was like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Your powers is magnetism and gravity. I get it.
Yeah. Legitimately, that's all I got
Yeah.
from that. And it was
Could have just been like, I'm Magneto, and we could have moved on. Like,
just flash an image of Magneto and be like that.
don't worry, I'll do that for this episode.
Yeah.
so what's your power? I can make things float.
Yep. Legitimately.
That's
Telekinetic powers.
So
All right, Jean Grey, calm down.
yeah.
as
We
that's
get it.
going on, Sho actually sees that Shinra is falling in the back. He teleports in, grabs Shinra. He then teleports Shinra to the little dock
Doc. Yeah.
that they're all on. And Ogun flies up and he's like, "Hey, yo, you good?" But Sho actually ends up saying, "Big brother," and it's
Oni-chan.
yeah, legitimately. And he so then Ogun flies up and Sho just goes, "Poof, I'm gone."
Mongekyu.
Mung here. Ogun shows up and he's like, "The fuck you gonna do, man?"
I'm out.
The fuck? Yeah.
Peace. And
He just hits the fucking unagi.
then we actually see one of the cooler moments in this episode where it cuts back to the Yuchiro, was it? Sorry.
Oh yeah, you're talking about the assassin dude.
yeah,
yeah.
assassin dude.
Charcoal guy.
Yeah, charcoal guy. The dude with the smoke powers.
Ashes.
Ashes. And he
Ash
has a
Ketchum.
scythe. He does that insane swing out with the animation where
Mhm.
like it got bumped up and he just is slicing the infernal. This dude's strong, like real
Oh, yeah.
strong.
He like disintegrates it.
He cuts it into pieces, which was insane.
He
right?
cuts off the other
Cuts
arm
head
and
in
then goes time
explosion,
to end this, and then goes whoop.
and it's over. We then have a flash into the Adola, and Shinra is there, and Inka's there. And they're
You
both-
completely missed the whole
Dude,
iris thing.
The iris.
Oh shoot, my bad. I
And the
completely
fucking
forgot
lore
that.
of
So,
Raffles.
What are your notes?
Sorry, I was focused on the episode because
So
you guys were like
after-
focused on it.
No, first off, Pat told you to focus.
That's true. I was
Don't
trying to
put this
focus.
on
Don't
us.
that don't
I
roll
was trying to
us.
focus. I was
We
trying
didn't
to
do
focus.
Pat told you to focus.
So after the
Yeah.
Yeah, fat
the
cam.
full fight,
There is
everyone's
a
watching through the TV, and that's when we see an Adola link with Iris and the smiley Iris.
Yeah, smiley
You know,
iris.
I wish I could hear what you're saying, but there's no Pat cam for me
Sorry.
to watch you.
You know what? Fuck you. Too.
That's crazy.
Sorry,
I can't hear you.
I did take notes, but I had
can't
completely
hear
missed
you.
a couple of them. So we actually cut to the bunny dude. Do you remember him? The bunny for the evangelist?
Yes, Jack the Jackrabbit.
Jack the
Is that his
Jackrabbit.
name?
No, I
No,
have no idea.
Oh,
but he
okay.
looks like a bunny. And
I actually have a question for you guys. I'll let you go.
Roger Rabbit.
Great show.
and he's kind of going over what happened in the first cataclysm
Oh, the evangelist.
Now,
and how
is the being that we saw in
So,
the first?
yeah.
Is that him?
that is him. So he explains that he after the great cataclysm he
What are you
became
saying?
what you would call a devil, and so he's going
Oni.
around and
Oni
he is he imbues the Indola into a blonde girl
Who looks like Iris?
looks like Iris.
Who we learn is Amaterasu.
who's actually
He gave her
Amaterasu.
powers.
He gave her powers, and then
And,
he then
and then she met
finds,
Sasuke.
He then finds Mr. Ruffles, heir to the Ruffles Corporation.
Raffles.
He's the guy who
Not
makes all those
Canada's
great
chip.
rippled chips. They've got that really good flavor. What was it? All Dressed. All Dressed is a really good flavor.
They
from
have
Ruffles.
Korean chili now.
Really?
Yeah.
Which is the people that turn to Infernals disintegrated.
I really hope Mr. Ruffles is hearing this and he just can see, because at the end of this episode we find out that this is actually Mr. Ruffles, because actually what happened before.
Yeah, they actually give us a face to Raffles,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is interesting.
So my question is now for you guys is
Wait.
oh no yeah sorry
Quick,
you
quick.
have
The bunny dude finds Ruffles. He then imbues him with kind of
He
like a
kills him.
sense
no
of
kills
Adola.
him.
he kills him.
Or sorry, he kills him. Yeah.
He
And
kills
then-
him and then he
Takes
he
over.
takes over.
and
That's what it
creates
was. Yeah,
the
yeah.
caravan.
So now my no Raffles had the caravan. He killed it and then took over the caravan.
And then he created
So now my question
Amaterasu.
He
is
created the Holy Soul.
Stuff the girl in the.
get the fuck in there. Didn't now that sounded so bad actually. Wait, never mind. Never mind now I'm saying that.
in
Get in there. So now begs the question is that like all the schools that were like preaching Raffles and we learned that Iris' school was actually like a front, is the Raffles that they were praying to was actually the rabbit guy or
Yeah,
the,
It was.
yeah
It was.
This
yeah
entire
so
time.
now it's like
That-
full
that's what we learned in this.
Yeah,
yeah
that's what we
full
learned.
circle.
So
because
he-
the original Raffles.
I wanted to say this so I can clarify like that's
And
where
then-
we
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
all are
And then
right.
so it goes on to explain
Right.
that he created the Holy Soul,
Yeah,
the religion.
He,
He created the religion, and
yeah,
he
original Raffles
rebuilt.
had nothing to do with any of it.
Yeah.
He would just had his care.
He was just doing his
Rabbit,
thing.
Rabbit just wanted a face that
He
people
was
would
just
follow.
making Korean chili Ruffles, and then the whole world got set on fire, and he
He's like, well, now I can't do
he
it.
had to get out of there with his caravan of Korean chili rippled chips.
And then he met
Potato chips.
he met the devil and he's like, you want some chips?
the Korean chili flavored.
And he's like, you don't have all dressed? Yeah. He killed him.
and killed him, and then he created the Holy Soul because he was like,
Holy Soul flavor.
He's like, hold on, I need to create this Amaterasu because it is the greatest chip making factory of all time. And you know how many chips this thing could make.
And we have to make Holy Soul flavor chips.
So, but for real, that's kind of what.
Here's
ends up
gochujang.
happening. Yeah, gochujang. Then, after that, we cut to the Adola with Shinra and Inka. And that's when we kind of get them. And Shinra's kind of questioning, like, what is happening right now? He's still on the dock, his physical body,
Well,
but he's having the Adola.
Prior
there.
to that, a small thing. Iris and team are watching the
Okay.
show.
that was before.
Was before. Oh yeah, it was sorry.
It doesn't
yeah,
matter.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
we haven't mentioned it, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Go off, King.
I was just gonna say she's watching it, then she touches her like necklace thing, and then Tamaki turns around and she's gone. No one knows where she is. So, little question before we get to the end.
Is it Tamaki or is it Maki? I thought that was Maki.
No, it's Tamaki. It was Cat Girl.
There's the cat girl.
Oh.
Yeah. Do we think Iris
They look very similar.
will bleed?
Sometimes they do.
This will sound very similar.
Yeah.
Do we think Iris will be bad, be good? You know, is she gonna just go insane? XYZ.
Well, I'm pretty sure we know now that she now is starting to develop like her Adola powers.
Mm-hmm.
So it's yet to. That's a good question. I don't know. I'm pretty sure she's just going to
There's
be
a
like
link
this
somewhere between
there's a link.
Amaterasu and Iris.
Well, they look the same
You
for
know,
God's
what,
sakes.
you know what I'm waiting for? I'm waiting for the
Chips.
The chip.
It's her nobody.
No,
Oh my
I'm
God.
waiting for the AOT. You know when Eren goes into this little sand dimension, like that other dimension with the girl with the who doesn't have the eyes. It was I
The
can't
Earth
remember.
Tree? No, that was from.
No.
That's from Elden
But I'm
Ring.
trying.
That's
I'm
from
trying to
Elden
remember what
Ring.
I was trying to say.
I know exactly what he's talking about.
Yeah, where they're
The
in that
sand.
sand dimension.
Ymir.
Yeah. Ymir. This is gonna be a whole Ymir thing. You think? That's what I think.
Ooh, shit. Okay, fair. Bet. All right, continue with the end. Mr. Notes.
I'm just saying. I don't
For
think
what?
it for Iris disappearing,
Oh.
like what she's gonna do with her Adola. I'm honestly, I don't.
She's
think
the main
that's-
villain.
Yeah, she's the main villain. So we cut to Inka and Shinra, and Shinra's kind of asking Inka, why are you here? What
Yeah.
is going on?
She's spitting facts all of a sudden.
And she's just starts spitting facts and just starts saying like, "Hey yo, the Great Cataclysm just started, so that's probably why we're having this Adola."
Yeah.
And she's like, "I can kind of see into the future, and since you're like fast, you can see into the past, so that's maybe why." And then she's like, "But since I can see the future, I can see you going to the past." And he's like, "OMG,
Yeah.
that's crazy."
And then randomly she's like, and
I'ma hop on
then
your back.
like in the past or future, we are in love and together. And
Yep.
he's like, you're fucking crazy.
Yep.
And she's like, bet, I'll show you.
Exactly. And so she hops on his back.
Giddy up.
He ends up using his Adola to get to the past, and
We have a whole mind-boggling,
have the weirdest segment I've seen in this show yet.
I'd say in like anime in a
He-
while.
They start going through this like portally vortex, and then he starts like morphing slowly into a grayer version of him, and then all of a sudden
It's like
there's
a sketched version of himself.
there's a quick 1 frame segment that Sheldon could not get on about, where it's Shinra drawn
He looked real.
realistically, and it was really odd, but it was only a
I'll get
frame.
it. Don't worry. I'll post it.
Yeah,
in
you're
this.
gonna find it.
Oh yeah.
He's gonna
Jesus.
spend all day.
I know.
Beep, 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 beep.
It'll take me 5 minutes.
5 minutes
On the dot.
on the
I'll
dot.
do it right now.
Oh
Do it right now.
no. So yeah, we see a cutback of what happened before the Great Cataclysm. Shinra is getting
And
an
it's like
overview
live photos and video of like people.
of like actually like what our world is right now.
Yeah.
And so they're showing that like this world turns into that world after the Great Cataclysm happens.
That's right.
Nice. You're really finding it right now. So we and throughout this whole thing, there's just pictures of people walking, or pictures. There is pictures of like areas and like images or video of people walking.
Wait. I gotta ask a question. Are you doing this on Crunchyroll?
Am I doing what?
That searching for it right now?
I'm not doing anything.
He's not doing anything.
No. I just need to know. Are you gonna print screen?
I'm not doing anything.
He just got the image to put it into the thing. So we then get a cut to a
Why would
Shinra
you air
looking.
out dirty laundry?
No, I meant. Are you gonna print screen it because it will just appear black if you
Yeah,
try to
I'm
print
aware
screen
of this. Don't worry. I have my methods, dog.
Shinra.
Oh my God.
Shinra.
Sounds so conspicuous.
A Shinra lookalike with blonde hair who has ears pierced is tied down in a room of some sort with the newscast on, and the newscaster is saying the Great Cataclysm has begun, and we are to assume that that is the first Great Cataclysm.
I get it now.
You want to tell the fucking
Nope.
class what?
Not
No.
at all.
No,
I'll
'cause
keep it
he's-
to myself.
Why?
But that is basically we are to assume that is the Shinra of Another Time.
You also skipped the fact that it's the 5th pillar and it's been 3 months.
It's been 3 months.
Sorry, my bad. Yeah, I did miss that. It's the 5th pillar and it's been 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
So they're giving a timeline on what the Great Cataclysm in the present is going to happen.
Who was? And this is a question for you. Who was the main character in Soul Eater? Her partner. What was his name?
That's where the
Soul.
episode ends.
You're talking about her weapon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, her weapon's name was Soul.
Because Shinra looks like him.
Well, most of them look like every one of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. He does.
Yeah, that's the first thing I thought. I'm like,
and what I realized is Shinra's new getup, his blonde hair. He looks like somebody from another Fire Force station, and we just saw him recently protecting somebody.
Interesting.
It's Hibana's. It was Hibana's bodyguard, the
Mm.
dude who was a womanizer. He's got the same earrings, same hairstyle from before he got the haircut.
I'm gonna correct you guys.
No, you're not.
That is Shinra though. It's
Yeah,
not-
no, I know this.
Okay.
Yeah, that I know.
Okay.
It's his getup, his look.
I won't correct you on that, but no, it's not a parallel timeline.
No, I didn't say it's a parallel
okay.
timeline. I said it's
I did.
before the Great Cataclysm. It's a Shinra from before the Great Cataclysm.
It's 3 months later after he passes out from the fight.
Oh, that's
so
the
it's,
wake up.
It's
there.
still the same
Yeah,
Shinra.
this is not an Eren
Oh.
Yeager.
No,
I
it's
thought-
not. No, yeah.
Wait. Oh, my bad.
It's 3 months
cut
after
back. Sorry.
he passes out.
I thought that was like the Great
Yeah.
Cataclysm
No,
in the
no.
beginning.
No, it's
Oh,
another Great
my
Cataclysm.
bad.
Yeah.
My bad. I was
So for some
misunderstanding.
reason, in 3 months, he changed his hair, pierced his ears.
Spoilers.
Yes, but no. The 3 months
gonna be
will
hard
not be animated.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It will be all just be off screen.
That makes
so
sense.
The
Yeah.
spelling is no.
Is there a way we can like read it, or is that spoilers?
There's always a way.
You can read it, but it will spoil. Oh, the off-screen stuff.
Yeah.
It just next.
Is it in the
season,
manga?
In January? They will tell you what happened off screen.
It'll take one full
cool.
episode.
Okay, yeah, basically.
They'll tell you what happened. Off
Okay,
screen.
cool, awesome. Bet.
So yeah, that was the end of season 3 of Fire Force. Boys, how are we feeling? That was
8 out of 10.
8 out of 10 for the episode or the season.
Our life
Well, it's not
is
at
a
the end of the
sequel.
Well,
It's a prequel.
this portion of the season, we can consider them. I'm considering them separate parts.
This is a mid-season finale.
Sure.
It is. No, because when we get to 2026, it's still counted as season 3. It's not a season 4.
It's Cour 2.
It's
Okay,
core 2 of
but
season
okay,
3.
yeah. So how are you guys feeling about Core 1?
I told you 8 out of 10.
Okay,
As a
Core
whole?
1. That's what I was asking.
As a
Episode
whole?
or
As a whole?
Core? Yeah, as a
7.5.
whole.
I would say 7 out of 10.
But
I'm with Pat.
what about this episode?
That's what I would. Yeah, for this episode, I'd probably give it a solid 7.5.
fuck is happening?
I don't know. Because he asked about the episode, and then he
Stop! Everyone, stop for 1 second. This episode, what do we give it?
This episode, I give it 7.5.
7.5,
I give it a 9 out of 10.
9.
8 out of 10.
The core as a whole.
7 out of 10.
7 out of 10.
7 out of 10.
7.5.
Okay.
You. Episode.
Episode 8. Core 7.5.
Yeah.
We are on track. Continue. I had to intervene. I'm sorry. There was too many
No,
things
it's
fucking
fair because
happening.
he went with one question
I
and
know.
added another question right after that.
No, I
before
was-
you
no,
could even
You
finish.
were confused at one point too.
I
Because
asked
his
him.
question confused me.
I asked you the same question. I said, "How are you feeling about the episode?" And this, I said this season, but you
Right.
But
And I
but you
answered
said
the
this
episode
core.
question.
Okay. That's what. But you
I
didn't
said 8 out
elaborate.
of 10.
I know, but you didn't elaborate. That's why I was like, "What for? What episode or this season?" And then you were like,
But
"This isn't
you-
a season. This is a
I
core."
answered your episode question and then you added on this core question.
I feel like-
and then you got confused because you're like, "This is the end of the season." I'm like,
I feel like
no,
I
this
feel
is
like
not the end of the
I feel
season.
like when you were giving the answer, he hit you with another question.
He did. He absolutely did.
Question.
Because he was
Question.
confused. He thought this was the end of the season.
No. I didn't think it was the end of the season. I knew this was a There's a continuation.
Cooper,
on. What I
just
was-
agree. Just
What
agree.
I was saying is these 12 episodes. How do you rate them? God
Okay, let's
damn,
continue.
dude. Jeez.
Continue.
This title will be called the Crash Out episode.
This is Cooper's Crash Out.
You know what? Fucking cool. I give this a fucking 2 out of 10. Garbage. Fucking shit. Fire Force garbage. Apocalypse Hotel is what we should be talking about.
Should be talking about 2B Hero X. As
But
well,
we'll talk
to be
about
honest.
it.
We should-
Let's talk about
We
another.
really should be talking about that.
Let's talk about another anime. Windbreakers.
2B Hero X. Oh.
Windbreakers. Windbreakers episode 12. Season
This was
2.
a lore dump episode.
was another lore dump episode.
Was
We
it
just talked
fun?
a lot.
It was cool.
That's all that
This-
matters.
That is my thoughts. I will add nothing more to this now.
Let's get into it.
It's pretty much it.
This is I have really short notes on this because there really isn't a whole lot to go on. We obviously
They
start
got
off-
together, they talked, they ate, we learned shit, and that's it.
Okay. Yep. End of the episode. Thanks. Let's thank you guys for watching this episode of
No,
the
no, you
Podsack
can't. No, I'm
podcast.
that's
We are done. We have no more topics to talk about.
He was like,
Andre-
why did I even bother taking this off?
Andre
I
just
didn't mean to
finished the
do
whole episode in one sentence. We're
you
good.
have notes, but that's basic. I'm sorry. You know what?
You know, you
know
are
what?
right.
I'm sorry.
You are
I'm
right.
sorry. I should have said.
I'm just fucking with
I should have done that.
Tell us about Endo, Coop.
We start off with, of course, the group sitting around waiting for Umiyama to talk about the Endo situation.
Just get to the meat of it.
Just
'cause
get
we-
to the meat,
Yeah,
please.
'cause, like,
For the love of God.
Hold on. One
Just give me your meat or leave.
Okay.
pull down
They
your
all
pants.
they all gathered.
Pull your
They talked
pants
about
down.
the Endo shit. End of the season. What do you guys feel?
We wanted to know about Endo.
I was getting there.
But they want you to get there quicker. That's
I
the,
said one sentence.
Faster!
These dudes are like, skip to the cum shot. Skip to the cum shot.
Like how
I
he
can't
sent
get-
me
I
a
can't
2
watch the whole
a.m. fucking
porno.
Snapchat at 2 a.m., okay? With a weird looking face on him.
Let me freaking get to it. I have
like he
freaking
just
like
came.
I have like
And he needed to
15
send me the
notes
snap.
that are like one sentence long. Give me 2
I
seconds.
feel like if
My
we don't
goodness.
let him go line by line, he just can't do it.
No, I
His
can't.
brain will literally explode.
Okay, Umiyama explained that how Bofurin came to be, and how Endo was actually part
He's
of a
not
rogue
even into it
group,
anymore.
and rogue group went off, and then that's the end of it.
I do.
There, you wanted the meat, I gave you the meat. What else was there?
Well, we did learn that there's actually someone stronger than
Endo.
because we thought
Takashi.
Endo.
Murakami.
True, because we all thought Endo was the big
Or
bad.
Takashi 6ix9ine,
Well, we also
actually.
thought he had fought. Umiyama had fought
Yeah.
Endo and his
And if
crew.
we had notes, we would know that. But apparently, we just
Yeah.
don't have notes.
Well, I do
anymore.
have notes. I do have
No,
notes, but we're not
you-
going to use the notes because we just want to go into the meat of it. So Takashi 6ix9ine is standing there over a bunch of bodies, and he sets off some fireworks, and then Endo's like, "Yo, that's kind of crazy." End of the episode.
You're not wrong.
What am I missing?
Nothing.
Exactly. I literally gave you what you wanted.
we learned that Umami never actually fought.
Yeah. And like Endo's crew was there
Yeah,
and they never fought. Like Umiyama and Endo never fought.
yeah, because Nire, Suro, and Sakura all thought that basically Umami was king shit and like toughest, and he's like, "Nah, man,
Yeah.
nah,
And we
nah."
also learned that there was the dude that was stronger than Endo, he lost to. He never won against
He
him.
never won the 1v1. He never won the fade.
Yeah.
Never.
So
But if we had notes, we would know.
somebody stronger than Umami. Umimima. Right? Somebody stronger than him.
Which character? You said 3.
All of them. He wants Sakura to take on Endo on his own.
Yeah, he literally just said, "Well,
Hey, Endo's yours.
I
yeah,
mean,
literally. He's like, "Hey, big dog, you got
I mean, the notes that I took would have had that on there, wouldn't they have? Huh?
I don't know. Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. Why you look at me like I did?
Oh, shit.
You know the notes that I fucking took. For goddamn 20
Because you got him to this
Man, I
point.
gotta pee so bad.
How did
Okay.
I get
I
him?
let him here, but you exploded him.
Pause. Wait.
Hey, yo.
Pause.
Hey, yo.
Don't worry, guys. I'll finish off Cooper. Don't worry.
It was a
Sheldon
takeout.
did the 99%.
That's crazy.
That is real. The episode wasn't that deep. Like, you guys are right. It really wasn't
Yeah.
that deep.
It
Yeah.
was cool to learn. Like I said, it was cool to learn that Umiyami never actually won.
Umamea.
Sure, whatever the fuck his name is. He never won
It's
that
Umame.
fade. Exactly. And there is someone stronger because now it's like, oh, okay.
And just the fact that Burfern was never really...
Burferin?
Burfern.
There you go.
Burfern.
Burf.
Was never really
Burfern.
unified.
Yeah.
Right? Like how it was led to believe that they were all unified. No.
Well, they kind of teased it a little bit earlier in the season where they were talking about the unification
Yeah,
of
yeah.
Bofurin, right?
But there was
And
an understanding, like there was a misconception that all of Bofurin was united, right?
Lost him.
Yes. But we learned that really that one group, Endo's group, never really fell into their unification.
yeah,
And it
yeah,
was like
yeah.
right before year one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was-
and
no,
and
yeah,
it was
they
like, hey,
left.
fuck you guys, we're leaving.
Yeah, Endo was never really interested in that. He just wanted to fight.
He just
Yeah.
wanted to fight.
bro,
that-
always wants to run that
And that
fade.
completely makes sense with what he was saying when he was confronting Sakura in the last
I
episode.
hope you're taking notes for when we've changed topics, dog.
No, he isn't.
Do you guys feel like Endo sees himself in Sakura and he's like, look,
That- yes.
why are we fighting?
No,
Let's
that,
just join
and
forces.
that's where that's the whole
Well, that's
episode
part of it. Yeah.
That's literally how
'Cause
the episode is.
You
because-
remember Umemea had that flashback
Yeah.
of talking, what was that girl's name?
Oh,
from the
you want me to
cafe?
pull up the
I
notes?
can't, you don't even know her name. Talking to the girl in the cafe.
Yeah. What's the cafe girl's name? Don't say cafe, bitch.
Starts with T.
Don't say cafe girl either.
Uh,
Don't say tea bitch or coffee bitch. That's right.
Trisha.
So he was talking to her, and she was like,
I don't remember. her
the
name. I can
reason
never
why
remember her name.
Sakura came here was because he heard about Furin being a fighting town, and he was like, I belong here. And she was like, I don't believe that. I don't think you do belong in that for Furin.
No.
You belong in Bofurin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
How do you feel about the episode?
It was okay.
I actually liked it. I'll give
It
it a
was good.
7.5.
Give it an 8.
8.
Me too. Fuck it.
Nope.
No, I will.
Stand on business before I lose my mind.
You already gotta have.
Multiple times.
Don't make me bring up my notes.
He's already crazy.
Okay,
it's
sorry.
fine.
7.5.
I'm the crazy one. Sandivistan. Might I add? Okay. What else do we got?
That's it.
Well,
No, wait, hold on. What's your take on the episode,
Yeah.
Fat
Oh,
Cam?
and what?
It's boring.
Okay.
No fights. 6 out of
Okay.
10.
Okay.
Now, what do you think about the core?
I was gonna say
It's not a
One.
core. It's not a core.
Yeah, it is.
It's a season.
No.
Yes, it is.
Yep.
Wait.
There's no way. There's no way.
Wait. Wait.
He flipped faster than you.
Wait.
How did he do it? How did he do it? We will never
No.
end up
Yes.
answering this
Yes.
question.
What?
So season 2 of Windbreakers, how do we feel?
Oh, shit.
Is it legit question?
It's a
Is that
season, yes,
Is
it's
that
a
part
season.
1 or
It's
Oh.
season.
okay?
It's just season 2. There is a season 3.
Do you have notes on that?
I do. You would have heard about him if I freaking read him.
They did it. Don't look at me.
I
They-
didn't do it. What the fuck?
You told him to go faster. You creep.
I was one sentence in. I said like 8 words, and they're like, faster, faster. These TikTok brained fucking dumbasses over here.
You know what? After the pod, I would like to read your notes.
No.
Okay.
No.
Yes. No.
Oh, shit. But as a season, so what do you guys think?
8.5.
8.5? Okay.
I thought there was some really good. There's some really good meaningful moments and some really good heartfelt moments. Some stories that were interesting and unique.
This is
And
finally the
just-
first full season I've actually watched, instead of just like tailgating
Yeah,
off
because
the
you
last
just
one.
tailgated off the last one. Last one was way more fights, and that's why I did well, actually, no, I think I like this season more than I liked season 1, only because of the ending of season 1. The ending of season 1 ruined season
What do
1.
you give it?
So
I'd give it like an 8. A solid 8. We had more than enough fighting.
Yeah.
And we got to learn about Tsubaki
Yeah.
quite a bit, which is
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah.
And like what he went through.
Yeah. And like the filler quote weren't like as boring as I thought. Like
No,
they were actually like very intuitive in lessons.
Yeah, absolutely. That says cock rights.
what is going on, dude?
I don't know.
There's an ad on his computer. I looked over and I'm looking at the ad and it just says cock rides, just a badge. with a
Shopping made
chicken
easy
it.
on Temu.
not sponsored, not affiliated.
Yeah, not at all.
Well, yeah, I give it a nice 8. It was like a solid season of just shenanigans, fights, love, etc.
Family.
Vin Diesel.
Family.
It was really nice when at the end of this episode, we do see Vin Diesel finally slide up in his Dodge Charger, crack open the Corona with the boys, Umiyama,
He's
Sakura,
just filibustering at this
Nire.
point. Stop. Yeah, no, we got good character development, great fights, and more lore building for Bofurin. That's what we got.
Burford.
Yes.
What the fuck, filibuster?
You've never heard of filibustering?
No.
It's when what you do is long-winded talks just to fill the air.
I'll be
Oh,
honest,
yeah.
Sheldon. I don't think no one knew what that meant but you.
I did not know.
Really?
what that
Thank
was.
God! I'm not the only one. Let's go!
said it, I was like,
What the fuck?
That's surprising. Okay, that's
Bang. See,
it's
okay,
literally the
there you go.
term for filling dead air.
oh,
Yeah, you just kind of go on long rambles trying to make your point.
that makes sense. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
You said that you had a topic that you
Yes.
wanted to rip.
Well, I
Wait,
vote.
Time.
do you have anything? Yeah.
Yo, no, he wouldn't.
What are we looking at? Time. Quick topic.
So, I don't normally dive into rumors and hearsay.
Oh, is it the Warner Brothers?
Yes. So Warner
You don't
Brothers,
normally dive into rumors. You're always wearing a tin
Yeah,
hat.
you're-
I theory craft. There's a difference.
No, it's the same thing.
No,
The
it's
same
not.
thing.
He
It's the
creates
same
them.
thing.
He
No.
yeah, that's just creating. rumors.
He's the creator of the rumor.
So WB
It really is.
and HBO, like WB and Discovery are now splitting their companies again. After reuniting the two companies, they're now splitting them. And they're also
No.
naming them different things. And they're looking to sell off a bunch of different things as well.
Each
buy them?
company is willing to sell things off.
Well, the main dude who's splitting them into two different companies is looking to split them
Got it. Okay.
and sell some of the things off. One of them being WB's game division. Sony apparently is interested in picking up that game division.
Sony just wants their hands in everything.
Well, yeah,
However,
that's-
WB isn't really doing much with their IPs. And because they've copyrighted the Nemesis system, they're not doing shit with this.
oh, that would be really
You
fucking.
you see where I'm going with
dope.
this, right?
Oh,
yeah.
on
So
Black
this is
Panther?
what I'm getting to is if Sony buys them, I think they will do great things with their IPs. 100% they will, because they'll own a ton of it for sure, and they will 100% put that Nemesis system to use because that system is
Well,
a golden goose egg.
well, it's also good money because they could just trademark that specific thing and start selling off that Nemesis. system.
Absolutely,
Can you
which
get some-
WB doesn't even want to do.
Can
Yeah.
you give some context on what the Nemesis system
So
is?
this
Shadows of
it was made in
Mordor.
Shadows of Mordor. So what the Nemesis system does is when you go to face an opponent and you lose, for example,
They'll
but you
level up.
also have dealt damage to them, when you come back to revive, that enemy will have technically evolved. They'll remember how you fought them. Like let's say you cut off an arm, their arm will then have been replaced with a blade. Or you stab them in the eye, they now have an eye patch.
and they'll evolve somehow, level up,
And
because
get
they
stronger.
killed you.
Because of you.
Yeah,
It's a dope system.
Where has this been in play?
Shadow
Shadows of
Mordor
Mordor.
and
We
Shadow
just said
War.
that.
We've said it like twice.
Chuck, give the games a try. They're fantastic.
If you've never played them,
What
Okay,
was the
I played Shadow
sorry,
of Mordor.
Dumb question. Is that the first one or the second
That's the
one?
first
Mordor is
one.
the first one. War is the second one. I couldn't get into War.
because they tried to do way too much.
They
Yeah.
way too much. It was way too much.
Because it went from what the Nemesis system was to
Yeah.
this whole like taking over a tower and putting a leader
Yeah,
in.
yeah.
They were doing too much, and if they were trying to utilize the Nemesis system on top of that,
Yeah.
it was too
Yeah,
messy.
it was still
It was.
fun, but there was a lot.
Yeah, I played a ton of Shadow of Mordor when it came out because it was a really fun system to play with.
Yeah.
Right? It was a really
It was
fun,
really cool.
way to just play that game.
Because I
But-
played that one, but not the second one. I played Shadow, but not War.
You played Mordor. So
Yeah,
then that's
yeah.
the Nemesis system.
I just do not recall it.
So
But
the Nemesis.
It
system
was a while
is-
ago. It was 2015,
Remember
I think.
Something like that.
the pack of orcs
He doesn't remember. It's not gonna
that
matter.
you try to subjugate.
yeah.
That's also part of the Nemesis, where you can put them into place and make them higher up into in the army.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's basically like the whole army building system in a sense.
So
but
still
also with,
leveling.
like, no,
no,
not at all.
even close.
Not even close. Because when you
Like
lose,
your enemies actually level up with you,
yeah,
Yeah.
you're
or they'll get stronger because they defeated you.
Because
They'll rank up or get some more armament, something like, and they'll remember how you guys fought. So your combat system, your style of combat will have to change somewhat.
Because the orcs also have leveling missions. Like if they finish that mission quest, and you don't interrupt it, they'll level up.
So how
as well.
you're on a quest, essentially,
also on a quest.
they're also on a quest.
yeah,
Yeah.
and you
This is
have your-
crazy for you being like in the gaming corner quite a bit that you know nothing about the
I
Nemesis.
know the Nemesis system is. A big
It was a
system.
huge topic,
Yeah,
man.
like-
Maybe
And it's
I'm
been-
It was like Unreal
and
Engine
it's been a
5
huge
when it come
topic
out.
since its release, and now that like WB trademarked it and they're not doing anything with it, they don't even want to license it out. That became a bigger deal because now they're just gatekeeping this damn
Maybe
crazy,
I'm just
awesome program.
ignorant and just like haven't like noticed it or just or knew
Because
what
it's only
it
been
was.
in the one game.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
only
I
well,
think-
two. But
Well, you say- yeah, sorry,
So
yeah.
it's one franchise. Is what
Yeah.
you yeah.
Because think my biggest thing was, what if Ubisoft was able to license the Nemesis system and combine that
Forget
with
even
Watch
Ubisoft.
Dogs,
What if this was in The Witcher or
Legion?
in Cyberpunk?
I would like to see it. I mean, if Sony gets their
Like
hands
people
on
expected the Nemesis system to be in every WB like license at this point.
True.
But
We could-
it's crazy that they're not
So
utilizing.
essentially, again, just a question: if the same enemy kills you over and over and over
They
again,
keep leveling up.
they keep leveling.
they
up.
would just get hard as shit.
Yes.
Yes, that was the whole point.
Yeah.
Imagine that in like Dark Souls or Elden Ring.
Not even just
Nobody
that.
would beat the game.
Just I mean, the thing is, Sony is great at creating original IP, and that's what is
Name one.
so.
I'm kidding. I'm
Name
kidding.
one.
Kidding.
Is-
God.
I know.
God of War,
Yeah.
Rise of Zero Dawn, Demon Souls, Bloodborne.
Don't let him go off. It's Sheldon's crash out this time. So yeah, I think if Sony acquires it, it'll be really on really solid ground to make a very cool game, because I think Sony has the imagination to create an IP that would take that Nemesis system to the next level.
Add that to Ghost of Yote and then
Anything.
oof.
Anything
Um,
like even a
but-
ghost spin-off with that, like where it's more like samurai, right?
Yeah, but-
and you could easily do that.
Sony would probably do the right thing and then start licensing out to
Yeah,
other companies that
That'd be
wanna
kind of
use-
cool.
it'd be very
Because
cool.
finally it's not gatekeeped anymore. If the rumors are true that Warner Brothers is being bought out by Sony.
Yeah.
Well, just the division, not like
Just the
entire-
division? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
we've
The
talked a
Nemesis
lot,
program.
but thank you guys if you've made it this far in the episode. We love you guys, Sack Squad. If you
What are we going to be doing for anime next week?
Nothing.
there's no anime reviews next week. Get used to it. No, we have like one more week, and then we have what's airing not next week, but the week following. There's one of the
Kaiju?
enemies.
Kaiju.
No, Kaiju starts in like
Kaiju's
4
in-
weeks.
Yeah,
Oh,
Kaiju
yeah.
starts in 4
Oh,
weeks.
it's My Hero.
It's my no.
What?
No, it's
What,
like
what did you guys
Dan to Dan, I
decide?
think.
What did you guys
we
decide
decided
to
on,
watch?
we're gonna go with what you said. So how we're
Dan
gonna
to
do it?
Dan, Kaiju number 8.
And Gachi Akuda.
Gotcha.
Well, we'll check out Gachi Kuda.
We might
Yeah.
have like
I feel
short-
like we shouldn't do 3.
we could do what I was saying is we have 4 weeks before Kaiju, so unless you're gonna fill the air with a million answers for Andre, we're gonna need a segment in there. So if we have it,
That's something
we're
we
gonna
can
have a
talk
nice
about out
cascade.
off the
How about
recording.
True,
we
true.
give the 3-episode try for Gachi Akuta, and when Kaiju number 8 drops, we can figure out if we want to keep going with Gachi Akuta. That's probably the best.
Well,
We'll see.
Let's finish this video and we'll talk about it.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for watching this
Not to
episode
edit this all
of the Podsack Podcast. This is this
nothing
has
to
just
do.
been another dumb fueled
Kind of.
episode where we scream and rant about things for no apparent reason.
You screamed.
But we
You
love
ranted.
you guys.
You're the
if
only
you
one
made it.
screaming.
Yeah. You ranted and screamed.
That's true.
Like, subscribe, comment. It helps us out to grow this channel. which we
Sharing is free.
very much appreciate it. But overall, we do love you to view it.
Commenting is
That-
free. Liking is free.
Your viewership is enough, so we appreciate that.
We will be back next week with video game and anime news, no reviews. But thank you for watching.
Yeah, they rhymed. Peace.
Peace.